We started to ask ourselves what happens when you mark time differently. Something in your life or something happens where you need to start making shifts or changes. So the metaphor for that in this work is actually an unseen event that the audience does not witness. And when the curtain opens, we are the community that has been left behind from that event. Tonight we had an open call for community members, anybody. They didn't have to be dancers or have any stage experience. We just wanted people from our community to sort of populate our stage and sort of be community members in this little world that we're creating. And it really speaks back to our postmodern roots where, you know, virtuosity is not a requirement for performing or being on stage. There are so many things our bodies can tell us, no matter, you know, if you have 12, 20, 30 years of dance training or 0. There's about 5 little sections that we want the extras to be in, and they range from laying on the floor like they're dead to getting up and disappearing or crawling. And today we actually saw them do 3 of the 5 sections, which is great. And they actually looked really cool. I thought they looked really cool. Maybe a week from now I'll hate it. This is a really big crunch time for us, and honestly, I'm kind of freaking out a little. Okay, I'm freaking out a lot, but that's just by nature. We don't really make a lot of work that is a complete narrative. We don't usually have, you know, Bob isn't married to Sue, who has, you know, just given birth to Joe. When you don't have dialogue on stage and it's not a story that everybody knows already, then it's really hard to communicate who these characters are, just through movement and through stage action. And just as hard as it is to communicate those things, it's hard for us to be those things. But we know that people grab onto those things. People grab onto some kind of narrative. They want to know what's happening. If they can connect to what's happening on stage and understand somewhat what's happening on stage, they're more likely to dive into that world with us. I don't know if I'm just trying to make everybody happy or keep as big of an audience as I can, but I've been trying to shy away from controversial work. I just don't feel the need to be controversial or to make overt statements about my political beliefs. I think what it comes down to is not about politics, but it's about the humanity of people's experiences. We need the audience. We need them. And we hope that they need us. What I know today is that we can't make this dance unless we have the company. We can't have the company unless we have an audience, and we can't have an audience here in Cincinnati unless we have community support. So our focus has been to really draw the community into modern dance and to make it more approachable for people.
In our final episode, we bring you highlights from a dress rehearsal and find out how both the final piece and the dancers who created it have evolved over their 6-month process. Visit WCPO.com for the conclusion of Time Stands Still, The Making of Shift.